Hello,
First,
everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. My name is Cactus, and today I'm joined by three members of staff for the Raise for Rices. I can't roll my R, so that's how I'm going to say it. Charity event that happened last weekend, I believe, and we're going to find out for all things about it, from how we got to the creation of the event to how they felt it was ran. So please welcome on Ellie, Strings, and Rocket, not in that specific order. But how y'all doing today?
I'm doing okay. I was
first of
running
all,
around DC all day, and now I'm here. Busy, busy.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Just kind of been vibing afterwards. 2026 right around the corner, and I am just kind of in weird, in a weird moment in that. Just kind of thinking about that now that I mentioned that. I think we were talking about it right before we even hopped on. Of just like, oh dear lord. But hey, I mean that's kind of how we. That's kind of how the entire thing was just done. It was uh, kind of just put in last minute as kind of like a little bow on the end of 2025, if you still say.
I got nothing exciting going on. I'm just really fucking cold.
Besides wanting to say first, when we switched over.
First,
No,
yeah.
absolutely.
No,
But
no.
yeah, I mean, honestly, you put the nail on the head with that, Rocky. Yeah, 2026 right around the corner. We are at the moment of this being live. For those maybe watching the VOD afterwards, this is 4 days before the new year, and obviously, I'm sure everyone's got lots of things that we want to, recollect over, look back on, and enjoy well, or maybe not enjoy what we've had happen in 2025. But one thing for sure that we definitely want to enjoy and reminisce on is the charity tournament Raise for Rices. So before we get into that, though, I do want to do a little bit of an About Me section. So we'll start with Rocket, move on to Strings and Ellie. But tell us a little about yourself and how you kind of got into Splatoon in the first place.
Yeah, so actually in terms of competitive, it was with Under Pressure. I had
Mm.
initially played in a juniors draft about a year and a half, maybe 2 years now. I time is like failing me right now in terms of the exact date, but eventually I had completed that, and then that's funnily enough where I met Ellie, Strings, and Toma of Under Pressure, and then I was like, hey, I kind of wanted to commentate a tournament here or there. And then, oops, 2 years later, that's basically what I've been mainly doing, just commentating a bunch of Splatoon tournaments.
It's been 2 years. No, that's not
Two
right.
years.
That's terrible. What?
Yeah, about 2 years. That sounds about accurate.
Oh, it's scary when time just flies by like that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll go next. Hi, I'm Strings. The way I got started in Splatoon is fun fact, I have been TOing this thing longer than I've been playing it competitively. About like December 2022, I was in a miscellaneous charity event, and they wanted to run a Splatoon tournament. I'm like, hey, I have a copy of the game. I like organizing things. I can make this happen. So I did. And it was like actually like March. It was around the same people who helped me with that Splatoon tournament. Decided, hey, yeah, there's this weird thing called LSL. Let's give it a shot. Seems to be pretty good for like beginners like us. And so that's how my team that I'm still with on to this day, Death Crab for Kitty, has been formed. So that's how I got into things.
I should have went first because mine is all the same. I started Zeoing before I started playing comp as well. I don't play comp anymore, but I was like, oh, let's work with FTIU, and then my first tournament also LSL, and well, it had been since then. So I think that was what, May 2022. Way too long spent here, but been a good time.
I like that all three of you kind of have like a very similar time getting into the scene and kind of starting around that kind of era, and then also like having somewhat similar ways of just following the footsteps into becoming like TOs and parts of staff. And it's just kind of it's really cool to hear that's kind of happened almost simultaneously all at the same time. That has ended up bringing you all here today. So that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought for sure that you have been in this game longer than me, Ellie, but actually it's not that long. Huh.
Well, it was like a few months difference. Like I didn't really get into it until a bit later. Like I think my first tournament that wasn't like Nothing Burger was like December when you joined, but like still,
Wow.
I'm like decently new gen for
Wow, I'm
I'm
old.
nowhere near K-pop, whatever.
I am the baby in both aspects, not only in like entering Splatoon community in general, but in TOing experience. Because funnily enough, this was the first tournament I have TO'd in any aspect, shape, or form. It was baby's first experiment with this stuff, and it was really fun. I'm not gonna lie, like
which is
this the payoff was awesome.
probably the worst like first event you could have picked because this was like super difficult. Like you run FTIU like this easy. This
Oh,
was like a super pain, but it was you know a lot of pain that came
You're
into
built
making
different
it.
now. If you wanted to continue TOing, you just like went straight into the deep end with
Um,
hardcore.
I mean, hey, I mean, it was well worth it again, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's sometimes how you got to do things. Just
Mhm.
like dive straight into the deep waters.
Yeah, get thrown kind of straight into the wolves with it, and it's kind of one of those moments where it's like some people ease into TOing things and they kind of fizzle out, or they don't, or you see at the other opposite end of it, it's like you're thrown into like the craziest type of TOing experience of your life, and either that makes you want to stay or run away immediately.
Hmm.
So so speaking of just this event in general, let's talk about how does this even happen? Like, where did the idea for hosting this event and what the type of event you want it to be come from?
So I had to go back a little bit into the DM logs. I feel like the idea initially articulated with like I forgot what tournament it was. I'm not gonna lie. I was in a Twitch chat for something, and I just randomly just like was saying, "Hey, I'm half joking about this, but I think it'd be really cool to have a commentator charity cup idea." And then obviously, of course, that later expanded on to staff contributors, basically the entirety of the community of Splatoon, and then kind of the figureheads. And this happened back in May. I think May 16th is the date I at least see on Discord.
Mhm.
And then Ellie just randomly DM'd me, was like, "Hey, this idea has actually kind of been in the background. Nobody has like really jumped on that idea." And that's kind of where the initial seeds were laid, all those months ago, which is crazy because this has been in the works for like over 6 months.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think everyone was thinking it like back in 2023. I was like, let's do an IPL staff draft, and then no one ever did anything with it because how do you get a group of the busiest people that we've got into one day? And then other people like Tomato, one of our TOs as well, said the same. Like he was wanting to do something of the sort, and so everyone with the same idea just kind of came together and built this project.
I was gonna say I feel like I recall like months, years ago, like people wanting to organize and host a TO tournament. But like you said, Ellie, it's just really hard to make that happen when there's just so much behind the scenes happening and all of the staff is just consistently busy. And that's any kind of staff too. It's whether it be the main TOs, it be commentators, it be anyone along the ladder. It's hard to find an opportunity where they're all able to just kind of like take that day's break and all at the same time and hop in an event.
Yeah, I mean it's all for good fun. I feel like just like even for a moment when people just when we have contributors obviously just like either on the content grind, either on the TOing grind, on whatever it may be, and I feel like I just wanted like the idea initially just the idea for this just initially came of just like hey, why not we have fun with it? Maybe the people behind the scenes all have fun for it. Maybe have a little bit of an incentive for it as well. And that's kind of where the charity part tied in. And then Bing Bang Bop is what it came out to be about 6 months later,
Right, that was
after the
actually to
initial
be
update.
one of my next questions is what was like what how did the decision for specifically this charity come up? Like was there other options on the table or was this kind of like the first thought and like immediately wanted to run with it?
I think it was
So
brainstormed. Yeah, by Strings.
yeah. I did before I even like touched a Splatoon 3, like back in the Blaseball community, you're a real one if you remember that one, is they did a lot of charity events and I was usually the one like that had my finger in that pie. So when it came to like figuring out a charity to go with this one, I just kind of was like, okay, what were the ones that I worked with in the past? And Raices was one of them. I think one of the very first charity events that I did was working with Raices, and I brought that up with people, and we were all just like pitching like what charities we wanted to do, and that got a lot of really good reception from everybody. So that's the one that we went with.
Nice. It's always good to have something in mind and then just right away have good reception of it. When it came to, I guess, setting up a good time frame, that would be because it was mentioned that this has been a couple months in the process. How did it come up for the date to be hosted on? Like, what ended up leading up to the point of like, yeah, we're gonna have it towards the end of the year. It's gonna be a December pick, and the specific day. Because I imagine, deciding on who wants to play, obviously it being more of a TO slash commentator slash production, player focused event, must have been very tricky.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. Like, it's been in the works for quite a minute, so we just like threw it out there. Like
Hmm.
December 20th, end of the year, things should be wrapping up. So we just sent this date out to all our TO circles. Hey, so if you're gonna do this, would you show up? And is this date okay? And no one said no. God, it's a terrible date, and so it sucked. That was really good.
We also got a little bit lucky with the announcement of the NA League, that stuff
Oh
as well. The
yeah,
NA League
yeah.
playoffs, which was a little bit of a concern, at least for me, and I'm sure it was a concern in general. But we got very lucky with the timing of that stuff, and we were able to make minor adjustments here and there in terms of that stuff because December to say like the November December of 2025 for competitive Splatoon was very jam packed,
Mhm.
to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, like when we started planning all of this, the NA League hadn't even been announced yet, so we had no
Hmm.
idea what was gonna happen. And luckily, it landed, a week
Mhm.
before we ended. Like we were with the draft stream, we were like, we need everyone to finish this within 2 hours, otherwise the NA League stream starts and we get fried. So luckily, we finished in time. Luckily, we barely managed to dodge all of it.
Yeah, at least for like the main date of the 20th. I think that was one of the very first things we decided because we knew like we needed to plan this out this far in advance in order to A, secure like the 20th for a very busy time for Splatoon, and B, make sure that like, hey, if you're mildly interested in this idea, pencil in the 20th as a free date.
Yeah, I mean, we had to communicate this date early because everyone has to like book, well, either time off or like just move their own events off because you want to get TOs to play, then they can't be running their own things. So, you know, it took a lot of communication in advance.
What was the decision to make this a TO designed event rather than just like a regular player one? Because I'm sure it would have been easy to kind of let anyone play. I mean, we've seen events like that in the past. You have different charity events. I think there was the one that was like a IPL and Dapple collab charity tournament that was supposed to be a 2 day. I can't remember the name of it. Um,
I know exactly what you mean.
you know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yes, Gamers Forgiving. Is it
uh, which one?
Gamers Forgiving? Was it that
Yes,
one?
that was it.
HP for
Yes.
Heroes, yeah.
Yes. So we've seen things like that where it's like, anyone can kind of enter. So what was kind of like the want to make this specific event be the production TO oriented event?
I have my own answer, but I'll let Rocket go first because I'm the Canadian here, and this is.
I mean, at least at least from at least from my POV of things, it kind of ties back to what we had, what I was mentioning earlier about just having the contributors, community figureheads, whatever you want to kind of generalize that of, just all have a good time together, just really be able to kind of share that common like, hey, we have all contributed to the community in some way. Let's all have this like, it's kind of like a little bit of a campfire where everyone's just hanging out with each
Hmm.
other, just really chill vibes in that aspect. And then also, I think I remember a conversation with Strings having it as well, with specifically making it a draft format. Maybe meeting some new people who you didn't know ran some things in the background, and hey, maybe play along with a couple of your contributor friends.
Yeah, like I think the main reason why I wanted to do draft and the reason I advocated for it was yeah, like I did draft leagues like It's Dangerous to Go No Lone or Night of Chaos was a smaller one where like this is where like I met people in the scene. Like Night of Chaos, that's where I met Tomato, and I It's Dangerous to Go Alone was just really good for like being less isolated and more connected with the community by just like you happen to be on a team with this person and that's how you like make friends and that's how you get to like meet even more people through them. So I figured like since we don't have as many draft tournaments in the scene anymore, that this would be an excellent opportunity, and especially with TOing, where like knowing the right person that with the niche skill set to help you out with your particular problem, that is huge. So I just thought that everything like the puzzle pieces were right in place for like yes, this makes sense as a draft tournament.
Just bringing it back to the question as well, like as for why it was a TO event instead of just open, anyone can sign up. For me at least, I always want to do an event like this, getting all the people that give to the community, give back to them, give them an event, for them to be the participants in.
Mhm.
So that's what I want to do. And without getting into this too much, I feel like there's like not the greatest blood between every org ever, and I think that charity, helping people out, is something that universally we can all unite on, and I think that that'd be the perfect opportunity to bring both together.
Yeah, and I think it really opened up. I mean, from what I at least seen from social media posts and even some of the streams, that a lot of the players that maybe were a little more like, who are still maybe a little more competitive heavy, than some other of the players that were involved, seemed to all have a great time. And I think it was also fun a lot for a lot of the just the regular viewers too, who weren't competing, to see a lot of their you know people they knew that were either playing competitively, or even people they knew on staff, just kind of have their hand um at playing the game when some of them haven't. I mean, I'm sure there are some that played that day that haven't touched the game in any kind of playing aspect besides spec cam in like months.
Oh
I
yeah.
can tell you years for at least some of the people. I know at least
Oh
one
yeah.
person who, like, they got their Switch out and dusted it off, has not played the game since Splatoon 2, and then started playing it specifically for this charity tournament.
Yeah,
What
it's
about
it's
you?
it's the stuff like that that just makes it so much more entertaining and exciting to watch, and at least for some like really like I don't want to say heroic play, but like just very like, I guess, aura farming moments where it's like, I did that.
I mean, yeah, it's just I compared a lot to Junior's draft in terms of like you really it kind of shines a light on these players and these contributors now. Just like obviously with Junior's draft, it's a different context of these players don't really have or don't have any competitive experience, and then now you throw a couple of them together on a team, they play, take that identity, and kind of go forward with it. Very similar to this tournament as well, when captains were taken, captains were chosen, and then they were able to get their teams, like they bonded over that shared identity of being under the same team, and then they started making their own team names and icons, and it was just really fun to see.
Did you see Soav's team? Soav's team Game Creatures. They got a sponsor.
Yeah, they got a
They got a
sponsor.
sponsored
Wait,
team
that's
from
actually
a
crazy.
draft
Yes.
tournament. Like we
Yeah.
don't get that to the top level. We got, so I've got a sponsor for their draft team. It was nuts. So all of the
Yeah,
teams
people
here.
really took it seriously. It was great. And like some people, like they DM'd me like their spreadsheets of like their picks going into the
Mm-hmm.
draft. Like they put several days worth of research into everybody and what their strategy was to get their ideal draft team. And people taking the draft part so seriously, like that made me super happy. And
Did you talk to Emil at all about their draft?
I did not know.
Emil is the head TO of Ludi. Emil the nerdiest ever. Like
I mean, that's kind of
we
what was invited.
yes.
Obviously this kind of the draft part, the behind the scenes part was very hidden in terms of it was just, I believe, in terms of TO is just constantly there. It was me and Tomato in VC all of the with all the captains.
Mm.
Z there, of course, as well. Strings and Ellie kind of popped in and out, but that I think I think I sent a VOD of it somewhere. I still have it saved on my computer, but
Yeah.
the amounts of chaos and entertainment that the hour and a half behind the scenes of the captains just like making fun of each other, of them just saying, "No, you stole my pick, how dare you," and type of stuff, and then some teams like literally just making all four of the same weapons is amazing. Like that mix of teams actually like trying to build out a comp, and other teams are like, so what if I ran E-liter Hydra as a backline as my comp? And I think that's what Ezio got stuck with, um which is really entertaining to watch, to say the least, in terms of just the rapport.
It kind of, if you really think about it, it kind of felt like a LAN with the kind of comps you were having to see, like a lot of these teams put together. Because when it comes to LAN events, you get matched with whoever is able to attend, and you try to
Yeah.
form the best team you can. So for me at least, it really felt like that LAN experience that you don't get every day, you know. And like this is a unique experience where I'm fighting, like you mentioned, like double backlines or like a team of all the same weapon. I think I ended up fighting during the event when I played like an all bamboo team or something like that for a round. And I was like, you know what? This is happening.
Watch out, 20 you.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah. And
So yeah.
that's what was invited, the chaos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I think it also made it really entertaining if you got like someone that staffed a lot of events to be a captain. They kind of get that upper hand of like, I have seen these players before. I know who I could put together.
Mm-hmm.
Could not be me. I did not sign up for a captain just for that reason. It's been a long time since I've done verification work. I'm just like, oh, I'm at a disadvantage here.
No, yeah, and like especially for some of those, like I know, like for some people, it's just like it's just wanting to be like, you know what, just someone pick me, and I'll just have fun, and just play. Like let's just run it, and let someone else do the heavy lifting of figuring out how it works. Or some people just, you know, say screw it, I'm gonna pick 4 people that names or 3 people of names I recognize, and we're just gonna go from there.
Yeah, so many different strategies going into like the draft itself. So
So someone take me behind the concept of having the draft stream, because there that when I went live, there was a lot of people viewing it and a lot of great like back and forth going on in the chats and stuff, and it was really cool to see everything, like the names pop up and who people were picking in real time. So someone take me behind like the idea of that, like, and especially getting the like the commentaries that were picked for that draft day.
Yeah, so the way I went about this tournament and like whatever the direction was that I was treating it similarly to like top level invitationals. When you can't physically be a participant in the event, what do? You watch the event. So we need to make the players, the teams, whatever interesting. And when we're doing a unique format like this, we need to make sure that all of it's like represented. Like sure, we could have just like dropped a Google sheet, but I think that having this done in real time was so much more engaging and was like an easy kickstart for the week of social was promoting that we wanted to do leading up to the event. So that's the rationale.
Yeah, and then the kind of behind the scenes of like the VC of the captains actually like drafting themselves, the coordination between the two had to be like direct. Like the communication had to be there of like who is actively picking, who picked who. And it was developed like behind the scenes. The Google Sheets were developed to kind of make the system a lot more streamlined, and it was mostly Ellie and Z that did that type of stuff in the background in terms of all that Google Sheet stuff that I myself had many headaches trying to understand, but that's why Ellie and Z were able to kind of figure that stuff out.
It was certainly a logistical nightmare, but I think it turned out beautifully. I'm pissed off that my stream things didn't work. Like I had a thing, so like when a player would get picked, it would like bring up a timer and then like show up with preview of their team, and it just didn't work. And I hate my life. But regardless.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, I was able to tune in a bit for it while I was working that, and it was really entertaining to just. I mean, for one, the commentator selection, fantastic. It was it was always at all times just very entertaining. There was a lot of just fun, maybe bickering between themselves, and just also a lot of informative just talks between them about like the players being picked and the choices that could be in the comps too. Like it was really cool to have people that knew a lot of the participants and were able to kind of give information while going forward on it, and then just really, and just like I said, in real time seeing what the picks were going to be, you know, wondering like what teams were going to end up maybe potentially going the furthest, all in real time.
Yeah, like my pick for commentator selection was just people that are very ingrained in different parts of the community. Like Stormy brings in his circle. Fufu's like very intertwined with like Sunset Surge, Lands, whatever. Like everyone's got their own people, and you know, obviously they're all very likable people. Vote Fufu for commentator of the year, and whatever.
Pushing agendas, aren't we?
Propaganda on my podcast?
Hey, what's up? What's the podcast about? Some kind of push agenda.
True.
Yeah, I'll be so for real. Like, I was not there at the draft. I was busy helping Tio Low Inc.
Mhm.
But like, instead of watching the like Low Inc stream that I was helping like pick matches for, I was instead watching the draft and just like chatting in VC with people about like, oh, this person went with this, and like, it's just a very enjoyable experience being able to watch the draft live, and I'm very happy that we did it.
Mhm.
And I'm taking a huge victory lap because we were like 3 times lapping Link's viewership.
Yeah, I think this was pointed out.
No, that's the best victory
Yeah.
lap to take. Yeah, it's not every day you get an opportunity like that, especially with you
Right.
know a very once in a blue moon event that gives so many different corners of the community all in one spot. Um, it's really cool. I think I do also remember in some server I was in, there was like a group of people that were having like a watch party, and like you don't see that, like you don't get those kind of experiences often with events anymore. And I know I think believe Strings mentioned earlier that because just like draft tournaments are kind of almost a thing in the past, it's you don't really you get that um that kind of viewing experience like you used to.
Yeah, the uniqueness of the draft itself and how the tournament was like the lead up to it. Obviously, with tournaments is just like you get a team and then you bring it all together. You just go play in a tournament. But
Mm-hmm.
to have that draft element in itself was something that uh, I think was really cool to do. Obviously, just having that unique twist to it kind of brought in that interest. Like, okay, how is this working? And then obviously the information had to be led up to that draft stream itself, and it seems like everyone enjoyed it. Like you mentioned, the rapport between the commentators, giving spotlights to who was getting picked as well, which I want to highlight as well, which is really awesome to have. Specifically, the commentators talking about, hey, what this person does. You have the information pop up of who this person is, what organization they're kind of affiliated with, and what they do for that organization, and just giving some applause to that and to say, hey, look at what this person does. Look at how cool they are.
I could have shown up so much cooler. But,
Hey, we had a great run.
Yes,
but
we did.
it was good. In you know, I don't think we can have any complaints about it. It was still good.
Mhm.
But I'm
Yeah, obviously the next step to talk about is obviously going to be day of the event itself. Before we dive deep into that, I do want to pick. It's probably going to be Ellie's brain for it, but the graphics. Talk to me how like the design came forth, the ideas of what you wanted to create for not just in general for the social media posts, but also for like the draft stream or for the final day event stream. You know, take me kind of behind the thought process for a lot of it.
um um
Even if it's like one sentence, that's
second is
fine.
the operative word. Um so we entered this with a few concepts of ideas,
Mhm.
and then I don't know. Like for the mainstream and even the draft stream, like I made it like a little layout. Like this is how I want the boxes to look, and I expected Naza to come in and like stylize them and like make their like magic work. We made it green instead, and that was what came out.
Mhm.
And then we ran with that for the rest of the event. So that's what it was. I don't have like a fancy design motif here because we didn't go that much in depth. But
Yeah,
I
and,
think
and I
kept
think
it
that's
simple,
okay.
kept it clean, and it looked good.
Sometimes the most simplest, you know, designs or just creations end up having the largest impact.
Yeah, like I think I'm not honestly sure what I expected out of Asa. Like, I don't know if they were gonna like whip up like this like super like fantastical like forest theme. I don't think it was necessary. Like, even though we kept it simple, like we still decorated it with a lot of like plants and
Mhm.
like foliage, whatever. I think it still looked good. Um, was it the most well planned out thing? No. Did it succeed and get the vision that we wanted? Yeah.
No, and then at the end of the day, that's what matters. That what the vision you originally had for this to perform and how for it to look matches what you expected, and that's all you could really hope for.
Yeah, like end of the day, still content with it. And also shout out to Sam for the animated background. Like we had this like roots background, and then she went in and like made all them like animate in and out, and I thought it was really cool. It was a little bit subtle because the contrast is kind of low, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think it looked good.
Still a very nice like fine touch to be able to add to that kind of asset for it.
Yeah, I think it would. Also, I'll blaze myself a little bit because I
Mhm.
thought the bottom bar, like as you load into the game, I thought that looked very, very good.
Oh yes, it took me a second because like I'm trying to remember like all the graphics from the stream because of course I had to watch it back because there are some points that like you want to be able to just view it back itself of the event, especially when you're playing it almost the entire time. Yeah, just a lot of just the animation works in general too, and I think also the commentators that were there. I mean, Kyo and Shaq. I think even for them, hearing them kind of glazed it too. Like, did you see the animation? Like what? I think it's cool when they're also just engaged in it and don't realize what's happening.
The guts at work. Shout out to them, by the way. I was like, hey, so I have like this idea for cast, but if they don't come through, you down to talk for 4.5 hours, and they're like, yeah, sure, and so they did.
And I came with the issue of just
Long.
like, well, if you have all the commentators playing, who's supposed to commentate?
Yes.
That was gonna be one of
The
my next
original
questions
idea.
is how did it come across getting, Shaq and Kyo to commentate? But that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Not the original idea. So with most of this tournament, the original thought was, all right, let's use this as an opportunity to branch Splatoon out to the outside world.
Mhm.
So, my brother does like work for League of Legends, like he was one of the observers for League Worlds. So we were gonna get casters from League, Valorant, and whatever, and they would fill in, and TOs as well, and fill in for the day of staff. Um, those are like real professional people and they have like jobs and families and whatever.
Mhm.
So availability's not so good. So we did not end up with that idea. Not to say that FT Win was like thumbs down, bad choice. Those are the goats that clutched up. But our original intent was we were going to, branch this out a little bit. So then we asked KyoCheck because I was doing social media management for them, and they were like, "Yeah, sure." And I think that was a good play because, flip the script a little bit, get the usual players, probably the people that'd be winning this tournament if this was like a conventional charity event, onto the
True.
mic.
You were able to kind of swap the roles there for it. Instead of those that would win it, they're instead commentating it, seeing the people that would run it for them win.
Yeah, I mean, the tagline of the event was like flipping the script and whatnot, so I
Yeah.
think it fit the bill.
Absolutely, and it created a more engaging opportunity too, because it's community members that and players that a lot of people enjoy watching and being able to see that be able to give their in a sense expert opinions and thoughts on what's happening in the game is really cool to see.
Yeah, I think what we might have missed out on the original idea brought in with Kyo and Shaq brought in a whole other like part of the community because I feel that like us as TOs and some of the like upper levels of conf are pretty disconnected. So having Kyo and Shaq be the face of the event, they definitely brought in a crowd that might not have been there otherwise.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So day of the event. Talk to me about like the preparations. What are we preparing for? What are things that may be potentially going wrong or going really right, and that's raising some eyebrows leading up to the start time?
Um, so 11 p.m. the night before, let's get started on this overlay.
Yeah.
Unideal. So we make the overlay, end up say 8 9 a.m. Start the check-in, whatever. Like for reference, I brought in one of my TOs from like I have like an org that I run lands with in person. So we brought in one of the Valorant TOs, Lexi, to help us out run the event. Um, I still TO'd a decent amount of it, so as we were building the stream, getting ready for everything to go live, we were also I don't know. I don't know much
It
feel for
was
this. It's like very standard, like let's check in, everyone, whatever. TOing.
Yeah. It was a bit difficult, especially because, like, me, Z, and Rocket, like, wanted to help out with, like, day of stuff. But, like, also, we needed to warm up with our teams because we were also playing
Yeah.
in the thing. So
Mm-hmm.
it was just, unfortunately, like, for the last hour, it was the elemental show
Yeah, I
when
mean
it comes to TOing.
that's by design. Like I
Mm-hmm.
wanted every single person. Like I was yelling at all the stuff. CK couldn't make it because he has a life, but um, I was gonna get all the COs in
As
there.
some do.
one person. This is a one person cuck chair, and I ran the event. So
Yeah, I just remember like 10 minutes right before it because like I remember Ellie was like talking about like I needed to get like the team images up to date. I was not home, so I literally had to because I was out with a family lunch that just randomly got dropped on the day of because of course naturally when the day of it needs to happen that's where that's where I get dragged to. But regardless, 10 minutes like right before. I was able to at least like as actively I'm in my team's VC as they're like, "Hey, do you want to join us for Anarchy?" I'm like, "Hold on, I need to, but I need to fix everything on the sheets and also make sure that help desk is like the help desk is an issue." And that was like a major concern. That was a major concern as well. Once the teams were selected, we were worried about people dropping and stuff because with the unique feature of it being one player from every skill level to make it balanced in such you would need to have replacements in line in case something did happen. And I believe we did have one drop, unfortunately, right before, just due to outside circumstances, which it is what it is. But luckily, everything didn't immediately catch fire, at least from help
wait,
desk
what?
POV. Huh?
You were gonna say something, Ellie?
Oh no. Okay, I was just remembering we did have one drop 8 minutes before. Okay, but like in general, we were pretty lucky. Like I think that was because of our foresight. We got everyone to clear the calendars for the event well in advance. So in the end, we only had a total of what 8 drops in the week between the draft and this main tournament. So I think it's pretty good. Like for
Yeah,
reference, junior drafts we had up to 46 drops. So
yeah. For folks who like wanted to participate but didn't like sign up like in time, I believe they were like put on the reserve specifically for drops like this. So at the very least, we had a short list of people to like ping me like, "Hey, actually, we had a drop. Can you play?"
it was a very short list, mind you, because all in classic Splatoon player fashion, all of the people that signed up late were people that were good at the game. So we had like 17 tier 1 players and then like no one in tier 3 and 4 ever available. And that's how you got Soren on your team because we were making
Yeah.
copies.
Yeah, and we reached out to everybody in advance, and so glad we did this just to have like just to like I guess what was mentioned earlier, just to prepare everyone's calendars. The outreach was there, a bunch of people, like all of us DM'd basically everybody, and then it was just like a hey, pass along the message. This is what we're doing. Don't say anything quite yet until we're ready, and then it all went into motion once that was announced. Super jump.
Yeah, I mean, honestly could. It's really cool to know that there was like practically little to no drops, but it is very fun to know that there was so many like really good players that were all on the sub list, and it's just kind of like the opposite of who was dropping that needed to cover. But one of those just like many different routes it can go. It just ended up happening. And I think
Yeah.
honestly, I imagine it was easy to kind of like, I don't know, like talk me through like I guess like the help desk POV, aside from like the drops, because I imagine because with an event that's full of TOs, I imagine it couldn't have been too bad.
No, just a little bit of backseating. Yeah, help desk was pretty quiet the whole week. Not much. Answers to questions, put some stuff in the FAQ. Maybe change a team name. Like that was really it. It was very quiet. Like we're the people that make the tournaments, so I wasn't expecting very much. And that's
Yeah.
why TOing on the day of was as much of a breeze it was because like people were late, they would just resolve it themselves, and I'd like barely do anything. So that
It would
helped.
be very ironic if help desk was on fire for this.
I was there's a little bit of fear in my heart because like I don't know who else is there, but like I played in the off the dials Creator Clash, the TO edition, where it was TOs versus TOs, and I won that by rule booking them. So like, you know,
Well,
that was
that's
scary.
so unfortunate.
I think there was like a joke. I think you posted this, Ellie.
I,
Just like less than half of
um,
the teams checking in or
yes,
something.
my site was bugging as check-in ended. I checked at like 9:55 in the morning, 5 minutes before the thing started. 11 out of 38.
Yeah, it would have been really bad.
That's great. So scared the shit out of me, but
Mhm.
I'd say that. A little bit of fear in my heart, but it was just a bug, and it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, valid
Yeah.
scare.
Sometimes you just gotta refresh the Sendo page. That's what I do every low ink day too, is just like constantly refresh to be like, okay, is Alpha Bracket really like 3 teams short, or is my site just bugging?
Okay, for reference, I haven't like TO'd a tournament myself, and I didn't even do SWS, so that would be like last year. Like I don't TO things myself. Like I give that to someone else and I press the buttons on the stream. So I haven't TO'd on Sendo like much. I don't know a thing. I did not know to refresh. I thought it would be like Battlefy, the good old days, and it would do it itself.
The good old days?
Yes.
The good old days is actually insane.
I'll fight you on that. I love Sendo.
No, I love Sendo, but like Battlefy had such a vibe to it. You don't know.
Sendo's so
That's
good
fair.
that 2 teams literally named themselves after that and are in this event.
Yeah. The one thing I miss about Battlefy is I cannot send the "Where's your fourth" flaming text GIF in Sendo chats.
That's
They had that
true.
going for it.
That is
Shout out
true.
to 07 Honor Bound for sending a picture of them playing from the toilet.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Let that
Maybe it's good that Send doesn't add available images to the
Yeah, I
chats.
understand. I understand completely why that's not a feature. But please consider. It would be funny.
Maybe just
you
have like
consider the funniness.
like a community voted gift section of things they could just warrant to put in. I think that's like the nicest way around it.
Wait, actually, that idea is fire.
Where's your fourth should be absolutely
The
be
first
the
voted
thing.
thing in, the first
Absolutely,
gift.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Unanimous vote.
Making plans. Write the note. So expectations for the event versus reality and how it ended. How did it match up?
Hey, why are you calling me out? Okay.
You're
So
touching the
I
base.
thought we were going to raise $500 and it would be a nice little tournament. I was
Oops.
wrong.
Oops.
Lowest platform.
No,
Yeah, by like almost times 10, right?
almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Projected
We
500 ended 4.5 over.
yeah, we ended 4.5K around there, a little over. So that was absolutely wild to see that kind of number coming out of the community because like I know times are tough with like people having like cash to give, and like I know that like the Splatoon community often like airs young, so like that's kind of the reason why I had the lower expectations is just
Mhm.
like I didn't think people would be able to like donate that much, but like I guess people really cared about like, and especially with times like these, like the like cause of Raices being
Mhm.
able to like provide for like low cost like legal assistance to people who like really need it right now. So 4.5K was absolutely incredible to like see.
It also
I
helps with
mentioned
the.
with go on.
Oh, sorry. It also helps with the incentives. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yes.
So
true. Yeah, those were fun. I
We
definitely donated for those. I'm not gonna lie, those got me.
what do you want? What got you?
I think it was the coaches. A mix of coaches and the
oh
art because those when I saw those some of the people that were there, I was like, ah, I gotta bite. I gotta bite.
yeah, the raffle was all me.
Yeah.
I was just
Brilliant.
like,
It was
yeah,
brilliant.
talking a lot in the like Splatoon LAN artist circle for like asking people, and also just putting a casting call like on social media to get volunteers for the art. But something that I have not seen people who've done like raffles before do try is coaching.
Hmm.
Because I feel like there are a lot of people who are like, I want to participate, I want to like contribute to this raffle, but like I'm not necessarily an artist.
Hmm.
So I figured like there are a lot of talented coaches who are probably in that category of like I want to contribute. I'm pretty good at coaching, and I was just like this seems like a really good raffle prize, especially for folks who like there are probably people out there who don't really care for like Splatoon art, but like getting that coaching from like people who are experienced, they would very much value. So I figured let's give this a shot. Let's try coaching as like a raffle prize. And wow, we really got a lot of people who entered those coaching raffles, so that was a huge success.
Yeah, Strings built the Avengers of the artists, and then Z got the Avengers of the coaching.
Yeah, huge shout out to Z for like talking to like all of the like coaches, being like, "Hey, are you willing to contribute to this?" Because like my jaw dropped when we got K-Bot in as like a coach that you could win a session from.
Yeah, I mean,
But
so many big names and so many definitely like eye-catching artists too. That just like it was an incredible opportunity for some people that also like maybe like can't afford the full cost of what those were. So being able to give like maybe $5-10, right? Just to at least have the opportunity, but still know it's going to a good cause is always worthwhile.
absolutely, yeah, because like these are like some people like these are like $100 like a
Mhm.
commission that they just are donating their time to because like they really like the event and like the cause that it's going towards. So like I super duper appreciate like all the time that like the artists are currently actually contributing to like the raffle, and it was just a really huge success because oh gee, it's hundreds and hundreds of like raffle tickets. Not everybody who donated joined the raffle, but most did, and
Mhm.
that was really wild to see. Because normally it's like a small sliver of people who decide to join the raffle after they donate to a Tiltify. From my past experience doing this,
Yeah,
I
the
mean, that was
overall
like our
contribution. Oh, sorry. The overall contribution of everybody in their own unique way was awesome to see.
yeah. I just meant like that was like our whole social media campaign. So yeah. I'm not shocked that many people joined. I think it was to be expected. Before we move on from expectations, I did prod for like the PCRF events earlier, like last year, I think. Yeah, last year, whatever. And they got like 9,000. So I thought 500 was like a super low ball. I didn't think we were gonna do like as well as we did. Like I thought 2,500, but we still blew it out of the park.
how we ended the first stream and the tournament didn't even start with like over 1,000, didn't we?
Yeah. So we ended the first stream at like 1440, I don't know, something like that. And then when I opened up Tiltify like a few days later, like there was another $400 that just like manifested there. So we weren't even live.
Yeah, we got the pop
People
gun wig incentive before the actual tournament draft, the
Yeah.
I
actual tournament stream.
forgot about
Which,
that.
Yep,
yes,
I'm gonna be looking out for
so
that on Monday.
Hopman Wig
Yeah.
is on Monday at what,
I think
3 Pacific,
it's
6 Eastern?
yeah, 6
Yes.
Eastern show,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so Wig Gun will be the upcoming Monday, and I'm not done the teaser yet, but we will have the IPL tournament teaser on Monday to be shown on the podcast award as well. So
Let's go. That's gonna be exciting.
Yep.
Awesome. I would like that was something that I know myself was wondering was when those were gonna take place. So that's exciting to know that there's gonna be a great time slot to fill for Monday for to keep an eye out for.
yeah,
Absolutely.
the intention was to have the teaser like air the second it was the second we passed 3K, it would like play immediately. I was not done the video, and I took a break this week, so I will work on it
And I think
tonight.
that's fair. And honestly, if anything, it gives more opportunity for everyone to acknowledge and enjoy the wig pop gun.
Yes.
That's the one thing that I think that like if we ever do another one of these again, that's probably the one thing we would like to improve on is that like we really did like first incentive wig pop gun and just
Mhm.
like played our trump card right there.
That's the bar way too low. We could have put another 0 at the end of that.
Yeah, it was heavily reliant on the raffle stuff, which I mean, it was still nice. It was still wonderful, all things considered. But like mentioned, we did not expect that to immediately get met and a bunch more change on the draft stream itself.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I think after the draft stream, like we were all in VC, just like, oh man, we already got wig pop gun. We need to come up with incentives instead.
Yep. Yep.
I think it's a little too late in the cycle for us to like do the usual charity tournament thing where you like stack and make like a big like graph like here you earn this, earn that.
Mhm.
So I think it's still
Yeah.
perfect for the raffle, and I honestly I think that might have been better for our purposes. People get exactly what they want. In the future, maybe we think of more grander things, but nothing came to mind. So ended up with
Mhm.
this.
Yeah, I guess a little more thought in like the incentives part of the raffles and incentives is something that we learned from this time. So,
Yeah, and I think every RAN event is always going to give some kind of learned opportunity. whether it be big or small. It's something that you're able to make note of, and especially if you do wish to host something like this again in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely unique features. I mean that's really just how it is. It's just like you trailblaze, you make something new, and then people take bits and pieces here and there, lessons learned, and then you go right back at it, and then it just keeps improving and improving and improving.
Yeah, that's every tournament, really. Like, the first run is a little bit scuffed, and then each successful run is just better and better and better. Like, that's how tournaments going. So, I would love to do something like this again. Probably not anytime soon, though. Like,
Mhm.
this is
No,
a lot of work.
validly so. Validly so.
Like draft and all the work aside, I think like you have to space out charity events a certain amount. And like if you put like something back to back of this, and then you're not gonna get like donations on both, and you're just gonna hurt both of them. So, for me
Well-
personally, I'm not running those ever again. Someone else take a seat in the chair. I'm playing the next one. So
Honestly valid.
It was funny because, like, in the behind the scenes in TO chat, like, we were all telling Ellie, like, oh, okay, so, like, if you need any help with, like, TO stuff day of, like, I'm happy to, like, sit out of the draft
no,
and, like, be the TO for this. And,
Mhm.
like, they were like, nah, you go play.
look,
Yeah,
TOing day of is like piss easy. Like I've TO'd a tournament from a hospital bed, from like an artist alley, an airport. We're not allocating all the TOs day of this thing. You go play. One person take the flop.
yeah, and the effort was like especially pushed for everyone to play. Even Fufu, I remember this conversation. Of course, Fufu wasn't able to play due
Yeah.
to just real life stuff. I
With
believe with their
injury.
wrist and that stuff. Yeah, with injury. But yeah, the effort was to get as many people as possible, like freaking Smash Ultimate, everyone's here type of thing.
Mhm.
Well, we should have done that. Oh, fuck.
Hey,
Smash promotional.
look,
Yes.
next promo graphic, the next time this event's hosted. There you go. There you go. Everyone's
That's a
here.
great idea.
I can see it now. I can see it now.
Honestly, a nice 1 minute long like blue sky clip. Listen, you got it. That's doing numbers.
I mean, but the trailer that did come out was as well was really awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
like you, because I could not roll my R's like 9 did.
Yeah,
but
I
Nine
wish.
killed it. I also wish.
Yeah, no, big shout outs to Aza for the trailer and, like,
Mhm.
working with Nine and Fufu for that. It was definitely, like, not your usual Splatoon trailer, especially with, like, the, like, IRL aspects of it.
Mhm.
And, like, they did an incredible job, just, like, both working with Nine and Fufu and getting everything together. Because, like, I mean, Aza's the GOAT.
Yeah, I mean they've never ever given anything but their best, which is why you should vote them for production of the year.
Another
Oh,
agenda push for
I
for
wanted
Dapple
to try.
Production.
I was thinking about pushing that agenda. I'm just like, no, I'm not going to do
Come on.
propaganda.
That's
Again, we push agendas on podcasts like Cactus says.
Exactly.
So that's
It's,
two for
it's not
two.
a
2 for 2.
podcast unless you have some agenda to push. There it is.
2 for 2. There you go.
Yeah, ooh, you want to vote as a prod real bad. Definitely an underrated goat of the Splatoon scene.
Absolutely.
Did any of you have teams that you were hoping would take it all? Maybe friends on a
I
team,
wanted.
maybe.
Oh, this is not about friends. I wanted. We got a TO from Area Cup. His name I will not attempt to pronounce in full, but never called him Nito, so I will be calling him Nito.
Mhm.
34 XP bamboo. The goat.
Yes!
I
Oh my
wanted him to bag
god,
it.
their
Mhm.
bamboo is so good. It is scary. Listen, I say that from the person who had to fight that. That was, oh my.
Yeah, so you can take a wild guess of who went first in the draft.
Yeah, it was extremely cool to, like, see, like, even folks from, like, Area Cup, like, overcome the language barrier to, like, play in our events. Because,
Mhm.
like, it's just really cool to, like, interact with, like, the Japanese scene like that, because they're also nice over there. And just, like, learn more about them through, like, events such as these.
Yo, we
Yeah,
are
and
throwers. Why didn't we get Z on here? Z was on a team with Soroya
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Renu.
I played
Like,
them. They were quite nice.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
a
like-
hard. Yeah, my team played them as well. Like it was a really tough set. I think this set was streamed actually, as a matter of
yes,
fact.
yes, it was,
Yeah.
it was. And you knocked them
Yeah.
down in bracket, didn't you?
I thought we lost that
Or did
set.
they go
We
up?
lost it. They went up. We
Did you
lost
win?
1-2, I think. I think we like
Oh,
game.
you lost. Okay, so you got knocked
Yeah.
down. All right, you got.
Yeah,
I can
but
see
in
that.
terms of the question of just like who we were rooting for, honest as a player perspective, in terms of this stuff, I mainly was just more excited about, all right, who can I play against? Who can I recognize that I play against?
Mhm.
Mainly just, hey, let's go beat up our friends. Why not? For fun. Like that was the
That
main
is the
theme of
whole
it.
reason why I wanted a TO draft tournament, is that I want to beat up my friends that I don't play normally.
Right.
It's
And
like,
then of course I know
Humbling
this. I know
myself.
the meme between me and you strings of clip farming strings of me and Sam and Priest.
Rocket, yeah. Whenever I'm going up against Rocket, clip farming strings becomes a meme. I'll be known for two things in the Splatoon scene: Anarchy Nova and getting
And
clip farmed.
Clip farming, yes. This all originated like back in like setting sales, like an inside joke, and then now it's just continuing to build chapters. It's awesome. But that's what we wanted to do, just like have that like friendly rivalry kind of thing. And then
Mhm.
like everybody that I'm sure strings as well of just, and I'm sure you Cactus as well, like you were able to play against like some very familiar faces and just be like have some that friendly competition of like, hey.
Yeah, yeah. I think my favorite one that I had wasn't even like someone like I was just glad to be a part of it, was because I had Alice Tio of Dapple on my team and we went against Pinky Tio of Dapple. So it was a really fun just like head TOs going against each other and just try to help the one on my team win. Like that just made it so much fun just seeing that, especially their interactions in the Sendu chats. Oh, it was great.
I think the specific interaction there was
Yeah.
like whoever won that set would take ownership of Dapple Productions, right?
Yeah. I think it was Grands. It was a Dapple v Dapple on IPL Grands stream. That was great. That was cinema.
Absolute cinema. Also, again, congrats for winning. Congrats for winning.
Thank you so much. I do still plan to make it a video because that's one of my favorite things to try to create, especially when it's something like this, is like an opportunity to um not only shine more spotlight on an event like that, but also just like from a competitive standpoint, be able to share an event win and go through the whole process. I will say my computer is chugging trying to hold that giant file. It's like I think it was like a 5 hour long run, so I got 5 hours of a stream to cut through.
Yeah,
5
we
hours of
almost had an
absolute
extra
cinema.
round of Swiss. I'm so glad we cut that.
Oh, I am thanking you that you did.
It was like 2 days before the tournament. We're just like, I think 5 rounds of Swiss, especially with like some TOs have not played the game in a while competitively, therefore aren't used to long tournament runs.
Yeah.
This might be a bad idea, chat. Do we want to cut down? Will this mess up the Swiss at all?
Yeah, I thought from the start. I wanted to go longer actually. I wanted to go 6 rounds, but they'd have me like shot for that. But
Yeah, I
we
pulled the trigger.
6 rounds is devious
sure.
work.
It's
we can go
a
one day
balancing
low
act.
range.
That's really what it is. It's a
It'd
balancing
be
act of
awesome.
trying to have fun.
Like you make that like 8 hours long. I get like exiled from TOing forever, but we get like 700 billion donations.
What a way to go out with a bang, though.
Yeah, man.
No, I was getting tired after like 5 hours of competing, and like I compete regularly.
Oh, before
Yeah.
we move on, I also wanted Z's team to win. I also wanted Yucca's team to win because Yucca picked, I think it was Hemi, who was a caster for Yucca.
We scrimmed my team, Brushstrokes team. We scrimmed Neptune's team earlier in the week, and we just got absolutely steamrolled by them. So that was honestly my bet for who was going to win it all, was Neptune's team. Just like y'all have a really good selection of like people, and we cannot deal with it. Like try as we may.
They were getting
Yeah.
sandbagged by Ben Slet, so I wasn't rooting for them.
There was two actually, similarly with strings for Neptune's team, but for a different reason, because Neptune, for every time they died, they would continue adding to the pool of donations, which was really
Yeah.
cool. So the longer they played, the more times they die, the more that was donated, and then that eventually came into a movement of let's go kill Neptune for charity of that aspect, which was really fun to see. And then like similar to strings, we scrimmed a different team. I think it was Parachu's team. I forgot who the captain was. Apologies. But they ran a double hammer comp that Alfine, my captain was Alfine. We just could not find an answer to.
Who's Steve?
And they were really strong, huh?
Wait, who are you looking for?
Butters, I think, was the
Oh,
captain.
Pear
Butters,
cheese.
My teammate
Yeah,
Clem
pear
was
cheese.
on that,
Oh,
so
Butters.
that's how I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Butters. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of strong teams formed by, and I love the incentive of a lot of the teams. I think Hammy also did a similar thing. I think it was however many rounds they were able to like win through,
Oh, no.
and then unfortunately went 0-5. They still
No,
donate anyway, which shout out to Hammy for that. That was a goated
Shout
pull,
out.
that's
but
the goat, but
it's just
Yeah,
so
I have to-
unfortunate.
the joke of everyone hates charity, I guess, because Hammy's team is just yikes. But yes, all in
Yeah,
good
I was
fun.
keep-
All in good fun.
I was keeping an eye on Hammy's team because I have a lot of friends on Hammy's team. The whole time, just like, oh no, 0-2, oh no.
He's in the
0-3.
chat right now. We
Oh,
went
yeah.
0-14 in matches.
Oh, it's brutal. It's such an unfortunate circumstance to happen. I mean, to be fair, I think it would have been funny though. Like cause playing off of too, like Neptune's idea too of like every time they go down, they like donate 50 cents. It's like if imagine they played a weapon that fed a lot, like Tetras, like.
imagine if they used like an amount of QR.
Oh my gosh, yeah, just go for it every time.
3 names QR, Tetradulies, let's go.
Hey, that's someone who competes next time. That's got to be the comp.
Not me. Dualies are my worst weapon pool. Wait, maybe it should be me. I will be dying a lot.
There you go.
My team would not be happy about that, though.
Who knows? Maybe the team you get with next time, they might be all Tetra users. You never know.
I say next
There we
time.
go.
I wonder who's gonna do it next time because this was like, it was an amount of work.
Mhm.
It was. That is all.
Uh-huh. The good part is we have all of like the assets created. It's just doing it again, which
Well,
will still continue to be a lot of work.
Like the assets, like you, like hopefully in a year's time, which is the minimum amount of time I'd want to wait before someone does this. Don't do it earlier. Like I'd hope that like that man is dead, so this problem's gone and we don't pick the street again. But
Yeah, and yeah, the database, like all that stuff is there. The system, all that stuff is like inputted. I basically, like, for the purposes of this, like, I really was just the grunt minion of just like, hey, what do you need me to do? I'll do the boring job. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
hey, you
So
learned Sheets by the end of it.
yeah, funnily enough, learned Google Sheets was really cool. And also, oh my goodness, I did not realize there was a lot more into it. The iceberg goes deep with Google Sheets.
Oh yeah.
We haven't scratched it, but like you didn't even write like index match.
Oh no, yeah, that was mostly Z.
No, I mean like what we used like at the end of it, like there was like one formula that like broke my brain, but like the rest of it, like we were like tier 1 of the iceberg. There were like 17 more tiers to go. This
my God.
this gets serious.
Welcome to Splatoon sheets forever and ever and ever, Rocket.
Yep.
This Splatoon sheets get serious. Get ready to die behind it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm ready to die for it. I love my Google Sheets.
So overall, though, would you all say that you are satisfied with how the event had turned out?
Absolutely.
Like that was insane timing.
Yeah, I mean, again, from like outside looking in, just like donation perspective, crushed from just like overall reception of everybody on Blue Sky taking a look at social medias, crushed from personal satisfaction of all the work being put in and then the payout, crushed. So
Yeah, I think honestly the personal satisfaction of like people who really enjoyed watching this kind of thing, like the spectators had a wonderful time watching all of this. Like production was just over the moon. Like it was awesome. But also just like yeah, but also just like the people who like were participating in it. Like they were just like talking about how much of a good time they had and like meeting new people and that was just my whole goal going into it, is just like making sure the players like had like a really fun time like in this draft format that like we don't really get to do much very often. So from that perspective, like I'm really happy. And I'm also just really happy with doing a charity tournament again. That's like my bread and butter. That's what I started out doing in this scene. And like, if anybody ever asks me to do a charity tournament, I will say yes, because like these are easily like my favorite things to run.
Mhm.
So just an absolute success. I'm so happy with how things turned out.
Yeah, I mean, from where I sit, I think it literally could not have gone better. Like, obviously, it wasn't like a perfect run, but all the flaws weren't seen or at least weren't called out. So, you know, I'm happy. I think it was a good job. Everyone had a good time. Who am I to complain?
That's good to hear, and I'm glad that you all have enjoyed the event itself as well. I could say, of course, myself as someone who still rarely competes in events, it was a really fun event to go through. It was nice knowing that there wasn't a single team I had to wait forever on because everyone knew what they were doing, and it's so rare to get that, and it feels like a 5-star dessert that you just get to go into an event and everyone's ready and no one has any issues. I think the only issue was just people who just like forgot to put their alias, but like they knew what they were doing. So they just hit the buttons and they're back.
No.
Yes.
TOs knowing how to get into the room on time? Crazy.
Yeah, who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Shout out to
Yeah, the
Theo that had to buy
smoothest of
Nintendo Switch Online the day of.
What? No, that's commitment. No, that's commitment.
Wait, no, no,
That's
no,
an extra
they didn't buy it. No,
$20.
no, no, they. I remember this because I played this game. I subbed in for someone on Emil's team, and they were like running the default gear with like that scraggly shirt and the boot and the big boots and like a junior, and they like special saver QR. I think they made like a trial account for this tournament. They had junior and Zap, and that was it.
That's crazy.
They do.
Going back to the dusting off of the Switch for some people.
Yeah.
And then it just goes back into the box until next time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be resting for a little bit. That's for sure. Until like the other tournaments that I run start picking up. My work is never finished. What can I say?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of that too, I mean, I believe that's all the questions that I do have for you three, involving the Raise for Raices event. So, what is next for each of you? What are the plans that 2026, at least the beginning part of the year, brings for you all? What's next on the agendas?
Rocket, what we got?
Well, you'll still see me doing what I primarily do, which is commentate pretty much whatever I see fit. Hopefully we'll have a lot more free time to do so as I will be graduating from college.
Oh, very nice.
So I'll have a lot more free time to kind of put to that. And hey, again, this was the first event I TO'd. Now in terms of if I'm gonna do that in the future, who knows? I mean, I've definitely gotten a taste for it. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy the grind. I definitely do. I mean, I enjoy the grind with uh, whatever is involved in this community. But in terms of that, in terms of anything else, I mean, again, like kind of wraps back around. I'll have more free time to pour in, and I hope to do so in whatever way I see fit. But kind of more of the same, honestly, of 2025, just amplified per se.
I guess for me, like, the big thing, the most recent thing is going to be like the land championship showdown is Anarchy Nova, the one that I TO, is going to be a qualifier. And so pretty much like from the start of the new year, it's going to be all hands on deck, making sure that everything is the best we could possibly do for Anarchy Nova. So that'll be my early year. And yeah, low ink will still continually be a monthly thing for me. And SAC eventually. That's SAC eventually. But that is also on my plate for the new year. So busy, busy.
You can find out what I got going on Monday on the podcast. Trailer, not really a trailer. It's going to be a very small, probably obvious teaser coming out to you very shortly. So that will be something for you to look forward to all year long. As for me, I'm working Battle BC Prod in June. You can go to the event that no longer has Splatoon. Ask them to bring Splatoon back. Yeah, it's really good. My God,
Yeah, well, Very nice. I mean, I can't wait to see all the plans that you three have going forward. Excited to see each one form and have its place going forward into the scene. Um, but with that, then that's everything. So what I'm going to do is one more time pass the mic down the line. Feel free to give shout outs to yourself, where people can find you, and anything else you'd love to give a shout out to or for or whoever. The floor is relatively yours.
Dibs. So we will be voting Time Z for Popcast TO of
Yes.
the Year awards. We will also be voting Sukizawa Azalea for Production of the Year on the Popcast awards. I don't know what the name is. We will be voting Fufu for Breakout Commentator of the Year award. Wow, awesome.
Any socials?
Oh, who cares? I posted about like gotcha games, and it doesn't matter.
Hey, who knows? Maybe
respect
people want to
that.
see that.
Yeah, you never know.
I guess I'll go next.
Yeah, you take it.
Yeah.
You could find me on Blue Sky at strings.inkling.social, where I will post, honestly, whatever comes to my mind. I keep it pretty casual there. So yeah. Also, as Aza for Prod, I will push that agenda. Ooh, you want to vote for them so bad.
Yeah, and I will third all of those nominations. Shout out Tomato as well. Basically everybody on
Oh,
the
huge shout out to Tomato.
yeah, shout out everybody on the staff. I might be forgetting some names, but aforementioned Z, everybody here, of course. For that stuff.
Alice also helped.
Alice. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I mean, everybody contributed a lot to this, and of course, it made for such a wonderful event. In terms of anything else, shout out my team, Alfine's team, beating the support allegations. Really cool, really funny. Did we beat them? That was the ultimate goal. Yes, we beat the allegations of support players. So yippee, yippee. In terms of personal stuff, you can find me at Rocket One Blue Sky, where I will usually post about what I do.
And before we leave, we have to also shout out CKK, Hollow
Yes.
as well. Can't forget about them.
Yep.
Absolutely. Like,
Wait, I'm the worst. Shout out Lexi as well.
All right, I did say the floor is yours. So and literally anything that you have to get out, absolutely.
that's all I got.
Wonderful.
We're on the third round of this. I think we're good call it a day.
All right, wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
thank you three so much for coming on to the podcast to discuss this event. I truly want to thank each of you and all the other extra hands that you had help into making this event possible, and of
No
course
problem.
all the people that played to make this run. Yeah, what's up, Ellie?
Shout out Marcus and Sam. Sam at first. My bad.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
A lot of
Never
people
too
have
late for
their
shout.
hand
Never
raised.
too late for shout outs. But
Shout out at everyone.
yeah, there we go. There we go. For those that donated, for those that played, for those that helped make it possible, and of course, those that just add any form of viewing or helping things be what they came to be. So truly, thank you three and thank everyone else for making it possible. That's gonna do it from us here then for today's episode of the Cactus Patch, the final episode of 2025. Not sure what we're gonna lead into 2026 with, but that's for future me to figure out. So with that being said, that's gonna do it for us here. Thank you all so much for watching and or listening, and we see you next time.
Last.
Last.